we're going to train inside this circle until you learn to control yourself. And once you learn to control yourself, to control your body in fighting and control your emotions, then we can go out and start the process of influencing the world in a positive way. So you must first identify in your life what is within your circle of control and learn to master it before you take it to the world and try to influence others with essentially what is your approach to health and fitness or your approach to life. So what is your life's purpose or your life's higher purpose? It's a topic of discussion in many books and texts on happiness, that our life's purpose is the ultimate happiness. If we have something that we can commit ourselves to as a lifelong process, it is far more rewarding than the short-term happiness, which might be buying a new car, getting a job promotion, even some of the sort of what we refer to as rock star happiness, which is drinking and having sort of short-term happiness, buying expensive gifts. The real purpose in life and having a real reason to get yourself out of bed every morning is really the key to that long-term sustainable happiness. And so I find one of the first processes in really developing and understanding what is within your circle of control is to first understand what is your purpose, what is your life's purpose. For me, it is about owning a great business where I can help others with their health and fitness, being a good father and being a good husband. And of course that's developed over the years, and for many people it is very different, but that's my life's purpose, and that's the reason I get out of it. And the way I get to working out what my life's purpose is I look at my priorities. And it's easy to go through your priorities, and once you actually sit down and try and solidify your thoughts into a life's purpose, you find that there are a lot of things that you used to prioritize that are in fact not a part of your life's greater purpose. Prioritizing things that are happening right in front of you, you often get drawn to what is right in front of you, and sometimes you'll forget what your life's purpose is. And so you can spend a lot of time just spinning your wheels in life without actually achieving anything really important, and often spend a great deal of your time focusing on things that have nothing to do with your life's purpose. And that is when you get drawn into what is ultimately unhappiness or wasteful sort of energy. You find you have a terrific surge of energy when you focus on your life's purpose. All of a sudden you have the ability to draw on this great energy and do a lot of work and get a lot of things done without fatiguing, because you're pushing towards your life's purpose. And so of course we use this to define our actions and our thoughts. It's very important during this process that you be really honest to yourself. There are other ways, of course, to prioritize your life. And when we look at this quadrant, I'm a big fan of 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, written by Stephen Covey, and he's got this terrific quadrant where we can pick out of each quadrant an activity and use our decision making from there. The first quadrant is things that are important and urgent. So of course these things need to be prioritized in terms of intention. If it's an important task and it's an urgent task, it needs to be done first. Then there are of course these tasks that are in the second quadrant, which are the important and not urgent tasks. These are the tasks that, in order for us to achieve our life goals, we really need to do, but we tend to push to the side. We tend to forget about them, focus on the things that are urgent all the time, and we do it at our own peril. And so we really need to make time as often as possible to visit the second quadrant and make sure that we're still chipping away on those really important tasks, even though they're not necessarily urgent at the time. There are a lot of tasks that are not important and urgent that we find ourselves committing oftentimes way too much energy towards. And when we're committing all of our energy towards things that are urgent and not important, we find that we're just spinning our wheels, we're just chasing our tails. We're always fatigued, we're always working really hard. We never seem to be getting closer toward our goals. And the fourth quadrant is activities that are not important and not urgent. And things that live in the fourth quadrant, of course, are outside of our circle of control and require absolutely no attention. But you would be surprised how many things we spend our days doing that fall into that fourth quadrant. Not important and not urgent. This concept of positive mindset, I hear it referred to from everything from World War II veterans talking about how they were able to survive a prisoner of war camp, right through to hugely successful entrepreneurs today talking about the importance of cultivating a positive mindset. Now, a positive mindset doesn't necessarily mean that you just ignore anything that's not positive and stick your head in the sand and pretend everything is okay. That's not the point. The point of a positive mindset is to cultivate a sort of resilience that allows you to handle things in your life that aren't necessarily always positive, but to maintain a positive mindset while you're handling these day-to-day dramas or some of these bigger dramas. You need to train your mind to see only the positive, and our mind works as a little bit of a spam filter. If we're always focusing on things that are negative, our spam filter starts blocking out all the positive things that are happening in our life, and we tend to only focus on these negative events, these negative things that pop up in day to day. Then of course you'll continue to train your brain towards only ever seeing the negative, and that is bias modification. So you have a bias towards things that are negative in your life, and so that's all you see. And we all know somebody like this in our lives. In Winnie the Pooh, that person or that character would be typified by Eeyore, who's always miserable and melancholy. Anything happens in his life, the first thing he notices is the negative. He only notices or only ever sees the things that are bad. And so the typifier of the positive mindset would be Tigger. No matter what is happening, he's always bouncing around, having a great time. No matter how bad things get, he's always got a wisecrack. And so somewhere in between is our ability to handle the hardships of our lives and still maintain and cultivate a positive and resilient mindset. And that, I'd like to use the example or the sentence fail forward. We've got to continue to try, and we're always going to fail. If we're trying anything that's interesting or difficult, we're always going to fail. But you need to continue to fail forward. So one of the ways we do that is to set small and manageable goals. Small and manageable goals that are within your circle of control. A small and manageable goal wouldn't be, oh, I want to lose 5 kilos this month, because it's outside of your circle of control in many ways. It's an indirect result from meeting your goals. Your goals would be, I want to go to the gym 4 times a week, every week for the next month. That's an achievable goal because it's directly within my circle of control. And if I achieve that, regardless of what comes from me doing that, I've still achieved my goal. I can still measure that. You need to surround yourself with positive support network, friends, family, and it's important not to become a hermit when things are getting tough. You need to be able to reach out and speak with your family and speak with your friends and cultivate a support network that continually props you up and gets you back on track. And a part of that is letting people know what you're all about, letting your friends and family know what you're trying to achieve, and that helps people understand. Maybe you need a little bit of support in some areas, and you'd be surprised when you cultivate these really genuine relationships in your life, how many people will come to the fray and help you in your time of need. It's not what we have in life, but what we enjoy constitutes our abundance, and that's quoted by Epicurus. One of the important things about really successful business owners and sole traders, and particularly really successful personal trainers, is their ability to maintain and cultivate a growth mindset. A growth mindset is the mindset of somebody who believes that everything can be learned and believes that if you work hard enough, you can achieve your goals. The converse, or the opposite to that, is a fixed mindset. A fixed mindset believes that intelligence is static. You've got what you're born with, and that everyone just has a certain genetic potential, and then that's it. They avoid challenges because they never want to lose. As soon as there's an obstacle in front of them, they give up because they're scared of failure. There's no point putting in any effort because I have what I have and I'm never going to achieve anything more. They don't take criticism well, they just deflect criticism, and they feel really threatened by other people's success. This typifies the fixed mindset person. The growth mindset, which is what we try and cultivate, is that intelligence is developing, that everything can be learned, and that the harder we work and the more we educate, the more we can improve oneself. We embrace challenges. We embrace challenges because we want to find out if we can achieve something. We want to challenge ourselves because we know that failure is just a part of learning. We attack obstacles with some fortitude and some resilience. because we feel totally comfortable with failure, and so we're happy to put ourselves out there. We always work hard because we know that preparation is the key to success. And takes criticism well and learns from our mistakes, and of course celebrates the success of others because we have nothing to fear with other people being successful. And so cultivating a growth mindset is really important when we're working in the personal training industry, because there are so many factors